This week we are going to dive into the inside arms on Aunt B, so let's go ahead and get this old fabric off. Right in here, we're going to have tons of fabric and padding coming together. So we want to be sure that we're not going to like pile all that up there. Just like the nosing and tack band, we want to start by getting our fabric into position. We don't have to worry about lining up a center, we just need to make sure that we have enough fabric everywhere we need it to reach. I'll put a few staples to hold the top and then make a cut to tuck around the frame on the bottom. I'll also have to make easement cuts to pass around the frame before I can anchor the back. If you're not sure where or how to cut, you can always peek at the old fabric for a clue. This is going to be the weight. Now, when I go up here, I want to make sure that I'm tensioning my fabric up into position. Be sure that we're getting an accurate indication. And there's just a board running right up and down there. So this is going to actually kind of slide under that arm. Okay, that's all our easement cuts actually. Once the fabric is generally into position, then we're really ready to work. Upholstery takes strong hands and plenty of practice, so if you're new to this, you might want to work in shorter stretches. The most challenging part of our inside arm is going to be the front here where we have to do our pleats. And we're going to end here because now we know really how much fabric we have to deal with. Everything else is pretty well set. So now we're going to come forward and we're going to take what's left. We're going to make it look good. So like right away up here, you can see I'm going to trim off a lot of this extra fabric that I don't need. And a lot of times people, they're hesitant to trim, but if you don't get some of that bulk out of there, you're just going to keep wrestling and you'll never make it look good. So cut in little bits if you must, but get some of that bulk out of there. I'm already thinking about sort of tensioning my way down. If I stay totally straight and I come up here, look how much looseness we're going to have up in those pleats. Really hard to make them look good. So even though I might see that grain drop a little bit, I want to think about how I'm going to keep that snug as we come up around our curve. So that's why you have to be careful when you're using things like plaids and stripes, where you might get in a pickle trying to shape that fabric around a frame. Okay, let me get a few staples in here. I'm going to take this up about as far as I can and start to see where that pleat wants to lay. And once we like it, a lot of times people, they'll try and get all those pleats stapled into place. And you can see how thick and messy that gets back in here. So once I have a good sense of where I want that first pleat to be, I'm actually going to start trimming fabric out of there right away. Right up to my staples. I think I like that. Throw a staple in there. And then start to imagine where maybe I want my second pleat to be. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to come in and I clear some of the fabric out from that first pleat. Just come right above the staple and cut a hunk of that bulk out. Okay, and we'll repeat it again. There's maybe number 3. And sometimes people, they get sort of hung up on the pictures of the old chair. And they'll show me exactly how many pleats they had and exactly how far apart they were. And I tend to say what's important is that it looks good. And every fabric is going to be different. If this was a really light fabric before, say it was a chintz and I was going to a mohair or a cotton velvet, those two fabrics would behave very, very differently. We have to be open to letting that fabric talk to us. All right, everyone, that's it for the arms. I hope you learned a little something. Next week, we'll see you back here and we will talk about our inside wings.